How about this one?
It's too small.
How about this one? How about this one?
It's too small.
How about this one?
It's too small. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Maybe not here in Georgia, but somewhere I'm sure. And if you look really hard in the direction of Georgia, I think you're going to see our brand new inflatable. This is compliments of our friends at Ozis, who provided us that 26-foot tall pumpkin for Halloween, that jack-o'-lantern. That was an amazing backdrop to my Halloween display. I absolutely fell in love with it. So did everybody who saw it. So I'm very excited to open up this 26-foot tall inflatable Santa Claus and see if it also becomes the over-the-top centerpiece to my Christmas display. So before we go ahead and open up the box, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at their website and see what exactly it is. Here we are. I will put a link to this page in the description of the video if you're interested in it. There is a coupon you can apply right now, it looks like, but I also have a coupon for you. If you enter Haunting6, you'll be able to save, I believe it's 5%. I'll put the details also down in the description of this video. But it is by Ozis. They do a bunch of different inflatables. We'll take a look at their store here in a moment. This one is a little bit pricey, so you're going to want to use that coupon. Again, this is 26 feet, but they also have a slightly smaller one. If your yard is smaller, you can get a 20-foot one, or if it's bigger, you can even go up to 40 feet. But let's take a look at some of these pictures here. Obviously, this is a giant inflatable. It does stand, it looks like, on 2 feet. Oh, look, they've even got some sandbags to hold it in place. So I am a little concerned how it's going to stand up in my yard, but we'll find out in a little bit. The pictures look pretty great. Here are the dimensions. So it is 11.3 feet wide at the base, 26.3 feet tall, 20.7 feet wide toward the top, and it's 19.3 feet from front to back. So I think we'll be able to find somewhere to fit it in. Let's go ahead and take a look down at the About This item. It's got an amazing size. It's perfect Christmas decoration, quality material. Now, that pumpkin that we had last year, or well, just last season really, was actually a very heavy-duty material. I was very impressed with it. It does come with a high-powered blower, accessories, and it does say, notice before, that this product is not rainproof or waterproof. Don't use it on the rainy days, windy days, snow days, or bad weather. Not sure if that is just legalese, because of that pumpkin that I had certainly seemed pretty substantial and definitely could hold up in the weather. As we make our way down to the review section, we're just kind of looking at some of the other inflatables that they have. Looks like a snowman and a Christmas tree. But let's go all the way down real quick and take a look. See, it looks like they do have a couple of customer reviews, 3 reviews. It looks like they're all 5-star reviews. A great product for a large family event, easy to inflate, very sturdy. Kids love it, talk of the neighborhood, and I do believe that. As I said, they do have other products available, so if we take a look at their store. So here are some of the major inflatables that they have. So Santa Claus, the snowman, the jack-o'-lantern I love, the tall, I don't know what he is, kind of creepy guy. Looks like you could perhaps drive through this inflatable. We've got a Christmas tree, an Easter bunny, a St. Patrick's Day guy, paint booths for your car, just all sorts of quality inflatables. All right, so I think we're dying to actually see it in action, so let's go ahead and start unboxing this thing. It does ship in 2 different boxes. Of course, we have the blower separate from the inflatable. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up real quick. So it looks like it is 750 watt blower. It is, if it's the same one from the pumpkin, and I think it is, it was a very nice blower. And take out the packaging here, and it is. It's the exact same blower that we had on the jack-o'-lantern. And if you take it out of the packaging, you can see you're going to attach the inflatable fabric there. It's got a nice heavy-duty cord. There's an on-off switch. Comes with some stakes to hold it down. It's a great inflator. Oh, but this is what we really want to see right now. This is not a small inflatable. Obviously, it is 26 feet. It is large and it is heavy. This box, I think, weighs about 55 pounds by itself. It says use team lift on the packaging, but obviously I'm not going to do that. We're going to do it ourselves. Let's get this open. All right, we have our inflatable cube. We have a few more things in the box. It looks like we have a packing list with some instructions perhaps. We have an accessory bag. Let's go ahead and open this up. So we have a few of these bags. I think these are meant to be used as sandbags to help weigh it down. And I did not use these when I did the jack-o'-lantern itself. I'm not sure how much they would have held anyway. You really do need to tie these things down. They do come with a few pretty substantial stakes to tie them down and some white rope. Whoops, some white rope and some stakes. There is a little needle kit because this thing is sewed together, so if you need to patch it, you can do so. And it looks like it comes with some extra material in a couple of different colors in case you do need to patch it yourself. I'm going to go ahead and take off this plastic as well right now just to show you. With the plastic off, you can see it comes in its own separate container bag, which is great. It looks like there is a lot of extra fabric so that we can put this back in the bag after the season. I found with the inflatable jack-o'-lantern, I was in fact able to get it back in the bag that it came with. It seems to have had a lot more material, and it was a tight squeeze, but I think we'll have a lot easier time putting this away at the end of the season thanks to these nice little bags. Inside the bag, our inflatable is nice and tightly wrapped. I'm going to go ahead and cut off these fabric strips. And now we can start to unfurl the inflatable. You should put this on a nice level surface, preferably on grass, because any sort of loose gravel or debris could cause some damage to the inflatable. But I don't have any space in my yard for that, so we're gonna do it here in the driveway and see how it works. All right, I've got Santa unfurled here, face down, so his boots are back here where the blower is going to be, so we can inflate him. A couple of things to point out I've been noticing. There are a few zippers, of course, that's going to help us deflate it when we want to. You also need to leave some air gap so that the constant blowing of the inflatable doesn't overinflate, and it can release a little bit of that air. You have some heavy-duty D-clips that's going to help you tie things down. These are very sturdy. And then one thing I really like is the bottom of the foot. It looks like it's a heavy-duty rubber material. That's going to help it not slip on the ground and stay in place a little bit easier. It's definitely much thicker padding than you have on the actual inflatable itself. So to inflate the inflatable, we have a long black piece of fabric here that is going to just tie over the end of the blower. One tip that we found is it's really handy to have a very long hose. You can get one of these drain pipes from the hardware store and attach it to the inflation or the blower. And then you're just gonna stick it in, not just the tip, you're gonna wanna stick this all the way in. And that is going to help keep this tube of fabric open. It's not gonna flap around, and it's gonna help that air get into the middle of the inflatable where it can better inflate. You're going to want to stick it all the way in. Make sure you can push it as far as you can. Get all the way up to your elbow in there. Sometimes it's a little tight. You just got to keep pushing. You'll get there. Then you're just going to tie it up and turn it on. All right, so what do you think? I love that he makes me feel so small, like a little kid again. Look how tall he is. He's taller than my house. You can see him from down the street. He's definitely a statement piece. We managed to get him inflated and standing up without tethering him to the ground, so it is possible. He is leaning up against the house, though, to give him that little bit of extra stability. And there you go. So with any sort of bit of wind, though, it's not going to happen. You're going to want to keep him tethered to the ground. Like this. So I do have him tethered down a little bit. I also put some weights in the bottom of his 1 foot. One thing I noticed is it only has that zipper in the 1 foot. I would have appreciated it had it been in the other foot as well to easily put some weights in there. So that's unfortunate, but I did actually stake 1 foot down to make him stand up. It actually works out pretty well that he has the 2 legs. It makes him a little bit more cumbersome, but you can fit him in tighter locations. Like, for instance, if we had the snowman inflatable or my giant jack-o'-lantern inflatable, there'd be no way I could put it in this prime location right next to the entrance of my house. But since he's standing up on the 2 legs, I think he looks great. Speaking of looking great, he's got great coloring. Oh, leaning forward just a little bit, but those stakes and tethers are going to keep him pretty well secured, even though it's pretty windy out today. You can see he's got his green mittens. I kind of wish his toy sack was a different color and didn't kind of blend in with the mittens. But other than that, I mean, he's got the bright red and white coloring of his outfit, the blue in his eyes, the black boots. Everything about him just looks fun and Christmassy. Of course, we don't know what he looks like yet at night. When we did open him up, I didn't really see anywhere we could tether lighting on the inside of him. So I am going to probably put some external light on him at night just to see what he looks like when it gets a little bit darker. So let's wait for the sun to go down and we'll take another visit. Even here in the darkness, I can tell that the cars are slowing down to take a look at the Santa Claus. I think he is definitely a statement piece, but part of that is because of the lighting that we're using. Let's go ahead and turn off the light so you can see what it would look like on a typical night with just some general landscape lighting. It's kind of dark, so we have used our Ustellar lighting, the string lights that we got this year, to light it up. Of course, we can choose whatever color we want, but I think we're finding that the orange really brings out the coloring the best here at night. And he is so dramatic, and I just absolutely love him. Now, one issue that you're going to have to contend with, not just with this inflatable, but all these giant inflatables, is the noise from the blower. It is substantial, and you're going to hear it in quite a large radius around your yard. There's no getting around that. But we can play some holiday music, cover it up, and maybe that's going to make it a little bit more festive. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. And leave me a comment. I'd like to hear what you think of the inflatable. Till next time, thanks for watching, take care, and happy holidays.